All right, let's get this show started.
Valter Walker scored a quick submission over Zion Clark in their highly publicized grappling match at Karate Combat 59. The UFC heavyweight had won his last 4 fights by heel hook, developing something of a finishing move. However, he was unable to do that to Clark, who was born with a rare congenital disorder called caudal regression syndrome, which means that he has no legs. Despite that, Valter still went for the heel hook.
They need them. Touch of hands.
And arguably, course, right? Think of course.
Gonna face crank here.
Oh,
just the power of it. He's trying to get a clean choke on him here, and he's gonna get it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it.
This is a big squeeze. Valter Walker.
He's got him.
He's gonna get the submission over Zion Clark.
There's no more respect you can give another.
Speed Monster!
Well, using his nickname there from the MC.
Cory Sandhagen is annoyed that his name isn't in the conversation to fight Petr Yan next. In a recent interview with Owen Sports, Sandhagen voiced his frustration with how things are unfolding in the bantamweight division and laid out his case for why he believes he deserves the next title shot.
It is too. I mean, even when you look at I try not to be a hater and be a jealous person or whatever, but I'm like, yo, why are we not talking about me and Yan fighting again when me and Yan had a killer fight?
Yeah.
It was a performance of the night. It was 5 rounds. Like, we had a killer fight. Sean got finished by Merab, and then after that, barely beat Song, and I finished Song. You know what I mean? Like, I broke his orbital and I cut his eye. I put Song in surgery the next time. You know what I mean? So it's like, give me a little bit of freaking credit.
Let's go.
God damn it.
You know?
But yeah, so, but I can't let that stuff enter into my head, or else I'll just be a jaded, jealous, mean person all the time, so. But yeah, that's the fight that there is to make.
I honestly, as a fan of the sport, I will really want to see O'Malley and you. I really think.
Ahead of his 3rd professional MMA fight, U.S. Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson told Brett Okamoto of ESPN MMA that he's been in regular contact with the UFC and plans to request a spot on the promotion's White House card if he wins. Steveson will face 11-year veteran Hugo Lozama at Mexico Fight League 3 on February 19th in Monterrey, Mexico. Widely regarded as one of the greatest freestyle wrestlers in U.S. history, Steveson has earned first-round finishes in both of his previous MMA bouts. He says that after defeating Lozama, he will publicly push for his UFC debut to take place on June 14th at the White House.
You take out the next opponent and maybe the next big thing will come, and if it's not the White House, something big always comes. It always happens.
Will you call for it? You go out there and get a knockout on Thursday? Will you call specifically for, like, hey, I'm ready to get me on there?
Yeah, most definitely I'll call for it. I'll call for it. I think it's rightfully so. Especially if it's a big knockout that happens next Thursday. You know, it'd be my 4th one. My 3rd in MMA, 1 in dirty boxing. So that's how it would be. But you know, just like we talked about, if the cards fall that way, they fall that way. If they don't, they don't.
Conor McGregor continues training for his UFC return. Latest footage shows him sparring with 6'5" PFL welterweight Eoin Sheridan. Merab Dvalishvili shows no signs of slowing down in his training. He was recently spotted doing rounds with wrestling world champion Stevan Andrija Micic.
Nice. West Lafayette is where
Ali Abdelaziz has seemingly shut down any chance of a super fight between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria. Recently, Makhachev expressed openness to make Topuria his first title defense. However, his manager clarified that Makhachev's next fight will instead be against a real welterweight. Abdelaziz also confirmed that Justin Gaethje will be fighting for the undisputed lightweight title next, possibly against someone else if Topuria isn't ready to return. He tweeted, "Just to be clear, Justin Gaethje is fighting next for the undisputed lightweight title, and if Topuria doesn't want, then Justin will fight for the undisputed title against whoever is next, and if Islam wants to give Topuria this ass whooping, then he will be the one who will choose where and when, but Islam's next fight will definitely be against a real welterweight." Daniel Cormier is backing Joaquin Buckley in his feud with Terence Crawford. The clash started when Buckley called out Crawford for a street fight after the boxer allegedly disrespected the UFC, claiming it could never be bigger than boxing. Now Cormier has weighed in, explaining why he believes the UFC surpasses boxing and backing Buckley's stance in the ongoing debate.
Shakur Steveson said the UFC could never be boxing. Joaquin Buckley was right. Like, it doesn't have to be boxing. Because the reality is there's no big fights like there were in the past. Hey, I want to be the boxing of the 70s and 80s and 90s. There aren't enough big events to make us go back to the days when Ali was fighting, or when Tyson was fighting, or when you had the Four Kings and they were all fighting each other. I'm talking even the days of Lennox Lewis being the heavyweight champion. It was different back then. Canelo fought Terence Crawford. It felt like a big event. But honestly, when I get super excited for these boxing fights, until you get young, exciting prospects that want to go out there and try to knock people out like the guys from the past, you're going to get the fight that we got where Terence Crawford, who showed once again why he is the best, he just controlled Canelo Alvarez, who's the biggest star of this generation. And then it's just not that fun. Whereas when you get to the UFC, it's more fun, it's more exciting, and it's just better. And hats off to Joaquin Buckley for calling that shit out, because he should have called it out. We aren't boxing. The UFC's better. That's just the God honest truth.
Sean Strickland is making headlines once again. The outspoken former champion shared a clip from a recent sparring session at Extreme Couture, claiming he punished a friend after believing he had brought a trans man to train at the gym. Strickland captioned the clip, "This man brought a tranny to the gym. I almost pulled a Kurt LMAO, nothing scarier than a long hair white tranny in a public place."
Over there, Mr. Long Hair Kid. What scares me the most is when I seen a transgender dude with long hair. I'm just like, bro, do I need to get a gun? This motherfucker can shoot us? Who is that guy? That's Conor. Is that a he or it is? Oh, you mother. Get on, let me pick your back. Bringing this shit in the food. Swear to God, one day I leave my gun in the car. This is when the shit happens. Sean Strickland, disarmed and murdered.
By who? Your biggest nightmare.
My biggest nightmare. But hey, like, if you look at the statistics of like shooters in that category, I think they're some of the highest. It's just it's not a real good place to be.
Brendan Schaub has an idea for reviving the UFC heavyweight division. The division is currently in disarray, lacking fresh contenders and missing the big stars that once defined it. On the latest episode of his Thick Boy podcast, Schaub suggested several moves to reinvigorate the heavyweight scene, including signing major names such as Rico Verhoeven, Gable Steveson, and bringing back Francis Ngannou to the UFC.
Like, the heavyweight division's so bad. It's such a shell of what it used to be, even when I fought. It used to be so good. Go back and watch Pride, Heavyweight Grand Prix. Even Bellator 10 years ago was better than this current heavyweight division in the UFC. When I fought, it was the who's who, man. I mean, it was murder's row. Now it's just a shell of itself, and it doesn't have to be, because if they signed Rico, if they came to an understanding with Francis, if they signed Gable Steveson, we're at least cooking with some gas. That makes it exciting. Dana's issue with Francis, but then also Dana says he doesn't really deal with the guys anymore. So it's like, then somebody needs to step in and go, hey man, this heavyweight division is dying, if not dead. Your current heavyweight champ is having a serious eye surgery. He's out 9 months. John Jones wants one more. You do it at the White House. It's against Alex Pereira. Okay. And I know Dana has his issue with Francis, but he's by far the biggest free agent out there, by far. And if you're not really dealing with it, have Hunter, have McMahon deal with it and get his ass in there, just for the health of the division. So you have Francis, John, okay. You have John Aspinall, okay. Francis Aspinall, mix Rico in there, mix Gable Steveson in there. Now we're cooking. But for whatever reason, they're just being like, nah, we're good with what we got. Are ya?
We've got a troubling update on Tom Aspinall, and the situation doesn't sound encouraging. The UFC heavyweight champion's fighting future is now in question after his coach revealed in a recent interview with MMA journalist Peter Carroll that Aspinall is struggling to even hit pads in training. Speaking about Tom's condition, his coach said, "He's still explosive, but his balance is completely different. It's not normal, but this is the situation he is in. He cannot see right. It's a big problem. Aspinall also described the difficulties he faces while training. He said, "Every time I try to change direction, it's very disorientating. The best way I can describe it is that it feels like I'm standing on a boat. I get really dizzy and it's very difficult to focus on the area I'm attacking. It's like I don't know where I'm going." According to Carroll, 4 months after the initial injury, Aspinall is still dealing with serious complications including 18 eye exams and counting, 3 different prescription glasses, double eye surgery, 32 eye drops per day, balance loss caused by vertigo, blurry vision with a constant black spot, double vision that makes him sick, can't drive, unable to track moving targets and even misses people's hands when he tries to shake them, struggles to use his phone or play with his kids. It is unclear when he will be returning to the octagon. Despite the concerning update, Aspinall has remained optimistic. In a recent Instagram post, he reassured fans that he's not going anywhere, captioning the post, "Still in the game at champion." Here are the top 3 memes found on the internet. Number 3 meme was posted by Emergency Part. Number 2 meme was posted by More Put. And number 1 meme was posted by Undisputed Take. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest MMA news.